Episode 48, A Man Too Dangerous. The next day, Jade, who usually rose early, woke up rested and filled with energy. She stretched her body to warm up for the rest of the day. But when she saw the sun hanging high in the sky, she panicked. What was going on? What time was it? It's over. It's all over. There's a film shoot today. Yesterday, Violet had found her another minor role, which was worth $200 per scene. She had agreed without any hesitation and swore that she would arrive early, but now she had overslept, which was strange, as she had clearly set an alarm. Why hadn't she heard the alarm? She was sleeping so peacefully. Even if she hadn't set an alarm, Violet would have definitely called her. But why didn't she hear any calls this morning? Where's my phone? Jade looked around the room but couldn't find it anywhere. She searched every corner of the whole room, barefoot. You should put on your slippers. Just as she was getting into the search for her phone, she heard a deep voice. Huh? She turned around and realized that Dario had already woken up and was standing right behind her. The bright sunlight shone through the window and onto his body. He looked stunning with his sharply defined facial features. In the bright sunlight, he looked just like an angel. Today he was wearing an expensive white suit with gold buttons, contrasting with the shirt he wore underneath. The top two buttons of his shirt were unbuttoned, revealing his well-built chest with a hint of wildness. His slightly pursed lips sat on his attractive face as his star-like eyes dazzled. He looked as if he had descended from heaven, leaving men jealous of him and women crazy for him. How could there be such a handsome man in this world? Jade was mesmerized by his appearance. She was not someone who judged a man by his looks, and normally she wasn't all that interested in handsome men. However, today, Dario was so gorgeous that she couldn't tear her eyes away. It was hard to believe that this man had actually registered for a marriage license with a silly girl like her last night. It all seemed like a dream. Dario watched Jade, who was stupefied, with a bit of a smile. He walked up and wrapped her in his arms. Taking advantage of her inattention, he gave her a good morning kiss. Then, looking into her surprised and bashful eyes, he leaned close to her ear and whispered, "What's the matter? Am I too attractive?" Jade finally returned to her senses and realized how foolish she'd been just now. She looked like a love-struck fool. I haven't even brushed my teeth yet." She covered her mouth in confusion and said something at random. "Lazy? You've actually slept until noon." Dario patted her head with a doting look in his eyes. He didn't expect this sluggabed to be still sleeping when he returned from dealing with some business. Afraid that she might be awake, he rushed back after the business deal. I'm too tired," Jade blushed, looking extremely embarrassed. How weird. What was wrong with her? Why couldn't she speak properly in front of him today? Was she bewitched by his appearance? No, Jade, you must not forget about how evil he was. Jade realized that Dario was staring at her strangely, with a mysterious smile. While she was trying to figure that out, he suddenly asked her, "Are you cold?" "What?" Jade was completely confused. Then she looked down and realized she was only wearing her pink underwear. Damn it! No wonder he kept on looking at her as if there was something on her face. Pervert! She screamed and dressed as fast as she could. Then she wrapped up in a blanket, popping her head out of it like a snail from its shell. Only heaven knew how aroused she looked as she was searching all over the room for her phone in just her underwear. However, Dario had seen it all. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't want to force her to do something she disliked, he would have already made love to her. Last night, he had to take a few cold baths to extinguish the fire within him. Bastard! Say, did you take off my clothes? You pervert! Shameless! Jade glared at him with her big round eyes, cursing him with every single word she could think of. Who wears clothes to sleep? Facing the furious Jade, Dario was much calmer. No, more like he thought it was normal. You! How could that be true? When she thought about how he took off her clothes while she was sleeping, the anger deep within her was boiling, as if a volcano was about to erupt. No, she must never sleep with him again. This man was too dangerous. Dario dashed forward and pinned Jade down along with the blanket. Right now, she was wrapped up just like a bear, looking so adorable. It's uncomfortable to sleep with clothes on. Besides, you're wearing jeans. To be honest, I prefer sleeping naked so I can sleep more restfully. Do you want to try it tonight? Dario explained the benefits of sleeping naked in a serious manner. Now that he mentioned sleeping naked, it reminded Jade of how he walked out of the bathroom naked when they were in the hotel before. She had even seen his genitals. Not only her cheeks, but her whole face turned red. And though her ears had been hidden under her messy hair, it was obvious that they were as rosy as her face. No way. I don't want it. I'm not a pervert like you. Get out of my way. You're crushing me. Jade continued to glare at him with eyes flashing indignation and anger. Dario, however, acted as if he didn't see it. He shifted to another position and continued to pin her down, saying, "You don't understand. Sleeping naked is good for you. According to scientific evidence, it can treat various diseases, soothe your mind, and remove fatigue. Most importantly..." Halfway through his sentence, Dario's gaze suddenly became mysterious as he reached out to lift her delicate chin. "It also helps to enhance the relationship between husband and wife." Dario purposefully emphasized the words husband and wife. Jade knew exactly what he meant, and she felt embarrassed and mad at the same time. "Oh, you make it sound so nice, but you just want to take advantage of me. Shameless. Don't forget that you are now legally my wife. So, if I get closer to you, or if we get physically intimate, no one will question this or think it's abnormal." The moment he mentioned physical intimacy, Jade felt that there was no point to talk to him about it anymore. "You rascal, you clearly agreed to the conditions I set. And you said that you wouldn't make me do things I disliked." Jade kicked him angrily through the blanket, but she was afraid that he would get mad, so she didn't kick with force. "You also signed the marriage contract yesterday, and everything is clearly written on it. If you forget, I can read it out for you." Dario stared into her eyes, looking despicable.